Hey everyone, welcome back to Red Bandit Racing. Welcome back to the channel. I got the Losi 8ight here and we're going to be doing some fluid inspection. We gave this one really good rip against the Typhon. Typhon had some issues though. Let me grab it for you. You went ahead and had to replace the chassis. You guys can see that. Had to replace the chassis. This was from the 10,000 subscriber part 2. We wanted to send this thing as hard as we could. I didn't care if the chassis bent. We were going to replace it anyways. That was really fun video to make. I really enjoyed making that. I'm sure he didn't like bending his chassis, but you know, it was fun. But we got the Losi here. We're going to be inspecting the front and the rear diffs. We need to make sure they're full of fluid because I've inspected a lot of our fluids when we first got our cars and majority of them are always low. So I got some fluid here. I got some 7K and some 4K. In a later video, we are going to take it for a rip and we are going to race the Typhon. The Typhon's going to have that new chassis. It's going to be ready to go. It's got some new tires. We're going to see how these two really compete out there. I might go ahead and do some tuning on this one and adjust the punch. Now, there's one thing I really have to ask you guys, especially you guys that own one of these or is used to running the Losi models. I want to get some new batteries. I don't mind the battery that we purchased because it fits just fine. It's the 5000 Spectrum 100C battery. It's a smart battery. I want to install some LCG batteries. I'm looking at some Gens Ace. That's probably the brand I'm going to go to. I want to do that because I want to keep the weight as low as I can in this car. I don't mind the battery that I got. Like I said, I might get another one depending on what I'm doing. If I'm going to the track, which I am, I want the weight as low as possible and I want it distributed evenly because that matters a whole lot when you're running these cars. Let's just jump right into this. Let's check out the diffs. First thing we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and take the wing off. Just 2 screws, put that aside. Now there are a couple screws on the front and a couple in the back, but first go ahead and take that body pin mount out. It comes off in 2 pieces. Now let's get the rest of the screws out. There are 4 in the front, 2 in the back. Don't forget the crossbar brace. And when you take that off, make sure you guys don't lose those washers. They'll go on the back of the pins. Go and take the rest of the screws out, as you can see in the front and the back. Also, the cross brace that goes from the bulkhead to the bottom of the chassis, make sure you pull that off so you can lift off the rear assembly with ease, just like that. As you guys can see, there's grease on this, so that's good. But we're gonna clean this off. We're gonna open up and see what's in it. Go ahead and take this case off, carefully pull it apart. And as I suspected, it's about half full. So what we're gonna wanna do is we're gonna top this off. I would say fill it to the top bars just like we normally do. You definitely don't want to overfill these. Make sure you guys clean off the gaskets, get everything nice and dry before you put it on. You don't want to have any leaks. Make sure you guys put this back on. Make sure you guys zip it down, but make sure you guys do it hand tight because it's always good, good practice to do that. You don't want to strip any screws out. Now let's go ahead and put some udder butter on this, put it in, and as you guys can see, fits right in. There are no shims on the side. Pinion, make sure that's set in just right. Make sure nothing's binding before you go ahead and button it back up. You may fight them a little bit, but they'll pop right back in. All right, so the axles are in. Suspension feels good. All right, and that is in. Okay, we gotta look at what Will's doing over here because he's making a lot of ruckus. If you guys can hear it, he's getting ready for the next video.
Arma Hoons.
Arma Hoons.
Twice the thickness, a little shorter. Actually, not a little taller, actually.
You had to get the Typhon ready because it took some damage. We're gonna have to order some more parts for it, but it's looking good now. Chassis bent again. We'll show you that in an upcoming video what that chassis looked like. If you guys are wondering how this goes in, get your screw and your 2-piece. Obviously going to go in this way, like that. You're going to hold this together. That's got another dowel on it. You're going to put that in through the shock tower, and that long screw is going to go up top. All right, there we go. So we went ahead and got the rear done. All the screws are nice and tight. There's no extra grease anywhere. Everything looks really clean. That was really fairly simple, even though you did have to remove the back end. So it's really not that bad. So let's go and move to the front. All right, so now let's go ahead and take the front off. Got to take the front body off. Okay, now we're gonna have to take this front bumper off because that front bumper does get in the way. All right, we're gonna slide that off, put that aside. All right, now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna loosen this pin right here. Okay, that's loose. So now I'm going to take these guys out. So now you're just going to take this and swing it out of the way. So now we got to take these 4 screws out. 1, 2, 3, 4, and these 2 down here. Okay, now all these screws are the same length for that cover. All of them except for those bottom 2. Okay, I think you got to take this front cross brace off, it looks like. So let's go and take that off. All right, so I've got that. Should be able to get this cover off. Yeah, it's on there a little tight. Just got to wiggle it. There we go. Fits on there a little tight. Got the cover off. And there we have it, the front diff. Now, to get this off easily, you're going to want to undo at least one of the shocks. So let's go ahead and do one of the shocks. Okay. Pull that aside. Now let's see if we can't squeeze this out. If we can't, we'll have to do the other one, and it looks like we should be able to. Okay, that axle should pop right out of the top. Yeah, it's kind of getting stuck right there. There we go. So yeah, just undo one of the shocks. You can do both and lay them aside if you want. Okay guys, bear with me. I've made like 3 videos today. So I'm trying to get stuff pumped out because we're going to be out of town. So we're not going to be able to do any videos, but we might bring some of the cars with us. All right, so all I'm doing is clean that off. There you go. And again, there was no shims that came out of this. What do you guys think before I take it off? Think it's empty, halfway, full? I'd say it's about the same. It's about the same. I'd say it's a quarter to half full. So it's not too bad. It's not as bad as I thought it was going to be. All right, so I'm just going to clean the sides up, just like that. All right, so now for the front, we're going to be using 7,000 weight. Try and squeeze it down in the corners first. It'll help you fill it faster. I try and be really careful with putting diff fluid in. All right, so I'm just going to reach in here real quick, wipe off any extra. Of course, when I'm done, I'm going to spray the car down because the last thing you want to do is have grease anywhere because that's going to collect a lot of dirt. Like that. All right, got that on. Now let's get our sway bar. All you gotta do is take that sway bar, that one back up. This thing got tilted over. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna set it in here first, and then I'm gonna go ahead and tighten down the sway bar end. That way I know these are straight. Kind of look at the other side, see what that one is. It looks like that one's flush, so I'm gonna do the same thing. I might go ahead and put this down. I just made sure that it was just flush with that pivot ball right there, and then tighten it down. It doesn't have to be too tight. None of this stuff really has to be too tight. Now I'm going to do this by hand just because these are really small. All right, now that we got that done, let's go ahead and fix the center diff because it is leaking. I did reach out to Horizon and they hooked us up. Check this out. I called them, let them know what was leaking. They wanted to see a couple of pictures, let them know that I just purchased this. So what do? They went in and sent me all the replacement parts I would need to completely replace this center diff. Now guys, this took 1 day to get. They sent this stuff right out. I can't ask for better customer service. Let's go ahead and pull this guy out, get everything replaced. I might even reseal this one and maybe use it as a backup. So let's just jump in. All right guys, I got all my new parts here. I'm gonna go over this with you real quick because I'm having some serious camera issues. Every single time I start, I look up and the camera stopped. So I don't know what's going on or why it's doing that. So I'm gonna backtrack a little bit and just show you what I got. So they sent me new screws, which I don't need because the differential came with new screws, so that's great. They also gave me new seals and new O-rings. So not gonna use these either because the diff housing actually came with new seals and a seal. Don't need those. Got a package of 4 bearings. I'm only gonna need 2 of them. So I got some extra bearings in case I wanna go and rebuild the other one. Now they did send me a package of the Differential O-Rings V2. It's an 8-pack, so I got brand new seals. Again, not gonna need because I already got 2 that the kit came with. So we're gonna put those aside. Looks like they sent me a bunch of pins, which again, not gonna need any of the pins because the differential came with pins. So don't have to worry about pins, but I got a pin set. Now this, the differential gears and shaft. This is gonna be all the spider gears that it came with. That came with the shafts that you need right here, which is great. It did not come with these keepers right here. I don't know what you guys technically would call them, but they did not come with them, so I stole them off the old one. So we're going to reuse those. Came with the heavy duty differential case, which is right here, which is great. Also came with the Center Diff 46 tooth spur gear from TLR. I say TLR because there's a big difference. The new one on the right, old one on the left. You guys see the difference? The TLR is much, much wider. It's got more surface area, which is great. I wonder why they sent me this one. Maybe they just sent me the upgraded one. I don't know. Also got the Center HD Light and Diff output drives. So these, my God, I said that fast. The Center HD lightened Diff output drive. So these are supposed to be heavy duty, but they're lightened. And as you guys can see from this one, new on the right, old on the left. So we're gonna see how strong these are. If they break, they break. We'll put new ones on. But honestly, I'm not too worried about breaking them. I don't think they're gonna break. So let me put my extra parts aside. What I already did was I put the new cup in with the bearing. Make sure the tapered end is on the inside. I got my O-ring in there. Get my pin. Go in and get your gear. Put my gear in. You guys didn't see it, but I did put a little bit of grease on the shaft of my output drive so it doesn't tear that seal that you put in. Do not put that in dry. Always make sure you lube up the seals. You don't want them to tear. So what we're gonna do, I gotta show you these real quick. Just see right there, it's slightly tapered on one side. That side is gonna be facing outwards. So if this side's tapered, it's gonna be facing outwards like that. If you guys look on the inside, of the housing, it's gonna be a little hard to see, but on the sides here, there's a little bit of a taper where those ride. So that's why you want to put the tapered end facing out, that way they sit flush. If you put them in wrong, you're gonna notice right off the bat that they don't go in right, because I'm pretty sure you're gonna feel it binding a little bit once you get those spider gears in there. So let's go ahead and put a couple of these together. All right, let's get these rods, put a couple of these on. So that's the tapered end going out. I'm gonna put those in there. Just like any other diff, just use your pick. Make sure this bar right here, that flat spot, make sure that's facing up right there, so when you put the other one, it's a little easier. See how that went right in? That's nice and flush with the case. So that's how it's supposed to sit in there, just like that. Just make sure you guys have the diagram laid out. That way you guys can see where all the parts are supposed to go. Just press it down a little bit, and there you go, now it's flat. You can actually see right here, you can feel the other pin. Oh man, I was putting that together so fast, I completely forgot a part. Guys. Oh man, do I feel dumb. So the new ones that they sent you aren't gonna fit. Go ahead and use the old ones. Okay, and then go ahead and put your pin back in. Yeah, the ones that they sent me are far too small, so I wonder if that's just for a different car. Yeah guys, I felt really dumb doing that. But I always do that. I mean, while I'm showing you guys how to do this, I always forget something. All right, so now I'm just gonna put that back in. Now that's in there correctly. I can't believe I forgot that part. Let's go to our fluid. Now I'm using 4,000, but I'm gonna rebuild the other one because I wanna put thicker weight in one, maybe go from 4 to 7 or higher. If I decide to go to the track, I might put a little bit different fluid in it. But man, this is really thin. This is 4,000. It's not gonna take long to get the air out of this. There, that's better. It's right at the bar right there. I'm happy with that. We'll go and leave it right there, just like that. Now let's go ahead and get this piece put back together. So, I mean, this is fairly simple. We're gonna do the same thing. I'm actually gonna go right here, just get a little bit. Put a little bit on the shaft right there. That way when I put this through, but first let's go make sure we get our bearing on. Then I'm gonna push this through. Once that's through, get our O-ring. Put our O-ring right there. Let's go ahead and get this other piece. Pliers really help with these pins. Looks like I'm gonna have extra pins. Okay, once that's on, go ahead and put the other piece back on. That's put back together. Let's leave that just like there. Make sure there's no fluid on the top. I'm just kind of lining it up right there. Got that set up. You want to put this in. What I'm going to do is I'm going to hold it. I'm going to take my pick or my driver. I'm just going to move the seal around gently to make sure that's in. Then I'm going to go ahead and use my gun and run these things down. Now remember, I don't want to tilt this a whole lot while I'm doing it, and I'm keeping pressure because you don't want to start a leak. Nice and smooth. All installed, nice and clean. I'm going to spray it down a little bit, just make sure it's nice and clean. Guys, let me know what these are. Why do they give you the plastic ones? That's kind of weird. All right, so I got it all cleaned up, all reassembled. Spray some degreaser in there. Got it nice and clean. Should dry up. Sounds great. We're gonna have to wait and see how this holds up now. All right, guys, well, that'll wrap it up for this video. Wow, they gave me so many extra parts, so I'm gonna go ahead and save these. Obviously, I'm not throwing them away. Got my old parts right back in here. Just got to order a few extra parts, and I'm gonna piece this one back together. My overall plans are to assemble a full front and rear diff also to match the center. That way I have an extra one of each. What I want to do is put different weights in those. That way while I'm out running on the track, if I need to switch something up, I can just switch a diff out instead of just changing the fluid. I'm not sure what kind of fluid I'm going to run. I kind of have an idea. I have everything kind of like dialed down in my notes of what I want to run. We're just waiting for the weather to get nice and warm again so we can go find a track and see how this thing handles. I know you guys saw, I think I accidentally put 4,000 weight in this. 4,000 I believe is either for the front or the rear, but I did put 5,000 weight in the center. To me, 5,000 still seems a little bit thin. I want to say I should have gone up to 7. They had it at 5 for a reason, so I left it. I want to really test this out. I mean, it handled great just racing on the street, so I can't imagine it handled really nicely on a track. If you guys can please give me some suggestions, some tires, it would really help if you guys threw me some part numbers. I'll check them out and probably order a set for the track. I'm guessing it's going to be a clay indoor track, so I need something that'll work for that. I might even buy the same tires for the Typhon, just in case, you know, Will wants to go out and race the Typhon on the track. Last but not least, a huge shout out to Horizon. That is the kind of customer service that you guys need from a company when you guys are buying RC cars and RC car parts. Now, I can't say that every company will do the same, but when you buy a brand new car and there's something wrong right out of the box, you expect them to take care of it just like any other company would, right under their warranty. I sent them some pictures, showing them when I purchased it, did the review on it, found a leak, showed them the video, and wow, the next day I had all these parts already mailed to me. So a huge shout out to Horizon for handling this. I can't say the same for Traxxas. I'm not bashing them, but it just seems like you got to jump through hoops to get something covered. I know you guys probably feel the same way, but let me know if you guys had a good experience with Horizon and what kind of experience was it. I want to hear you guys' stories. I like hearing that kind of stuff because I know I'm not the only one that gets bad customer service, and then around the corner I get amazing customer service. So yes, it may have taken a while to get them on the phone, but they handled it and they handled it great. Hope you guys enjoy this. This was just a simple maintenance video. I just wanted to see the fluid levels and take it apart. I love how this thing's put together. There's gonna be more videos and more repairs. I'm pretty sure something's gonna break when I hit the track. So definitely do some more upgrades. I'm gonna listen to you guys' comments, do some upgrades that I need. Hopefully all goes well. Hopefully the weather clears up, we'll hit the track. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure you guys like and subscribe. See you in the next one.